Took a little day hike and learned some stuff. Plus, a rant about drones in the backcountry at the end.
Hey everyone, Chris here. Gonna do a little hiking on the AT today. Just a little 7-mile day hike. Family dropped me off at Beahm's Gap. A little side trail down to the AT here. It's about 7 miles up to Rattlesnake Overlook or something like that. It's Rattlesnake something Overlook, where they're gonna pick me up in a couple hours. So anyways, came down the side trail, greeted to this post. Hopefully I can get some close up here. Y'all can read that. Essentially, Appalachian Trail to the north is right and to the south is left, and I'm going north. So anyways, take you with me for a bit and check it out. The trail here is really nice. There's not a lot of rocks or roots or anything. It's not soft, nice and cushiony though, but not too soft, because they haven't had rain quite recently. It snowed 3 or 4 days ago up here, but that's all gone because it's 70 degrees today and beautifully sunny and clear. So my hope is that we get a lot of good views today. This is mostly hardwood forest. You do have a couple of what look to be white pines scattered in, but for the most part deciduous trees, no leaves. So I can imagine why they call this a green tunnel though, because as you can see, you know, all this, once it leaves out, it'll block a lot of the sun. But anyways, this is northbound on the AT. I'm pretty psyched. I'll be retracing these footsteps. I don't know when, June, July, sometime I guess. But anyways, I'll come back at you in a bit when there's some more interesting stuff to take a look at. Here we go. Other than that post, here's the first white blaze I've come across. It's really nice to see those. Cool reminder of just how crazy this is. Someone commented, I forgot his name and I'm sorry, but somebody commented apparently there's approximately 165,000 white blazes. That was a question from my last video, so glad to have that answered. Thank you. All right, we'll keep going here. We're crossing over what looks to be a yellow blaze trail. It's a marker here. Tells you north is to the right and south is to the left. Elk Wallow Wayside, 4.2 that away. So that's the destination. We're gonna keep on trucking. All right, back with you again. I'm up and out of Elk Wallow, climbing down in there and back up. Man, it was not steep, but it was long, and maybe it's a little bit of altitude and I'm not in as good shape as I thought I was. So this is what warm-up hikes are for, man. They tell you about a mile back, about a mile climb out of that. I'm just getting to some level ground now. I love these little markers for whatever reason. They're awesome. I take pictures of all of them. So we're finally on some fairly level ground. Like I said, it wasn't steep on the way up, but it was about a mile climb out of there, and that was a good climb. You know, got my heart going, got a sweat going, especially because it's a lot warmer, probably about 40 degrees warmer than it is back home. Although I don't know exactly what the weather is, but it was right around the freezing point. So it being 70 degrees here, it's a fair change for my body. So, but this is good. This is why you come out on these trails. I'm just lucky to be able to do it on the actual AT. The other thing is I'm at altitude, I don't know, between 2,600 to 3,000 feet, I think, somewhere in there. I'll have to check the guidebook. But, you know, I'm only a couple hundred feet above sea level back home, so it's a big difference. And the other thing is there's elevation gain here. Back where I do most of my warm-up hikes, I go up and down the same steep hill 15 times and get elevation, but here I can get prolonged elevation, so I'm going to have to work in some training in that regard, get on the treadmill on the incline. 15% I think is, or 15, I don't know if it's percent or level or whatever it is on the old treadmill at work, but that's what I can get. So I'm going to have to hit that, that's clear. So learning some things, which is always good. But anyways, I'm going to keep going. Got to get to Rattlesnake Overlook. I don't know how much further it is. I'm going to check the book in a bit, but anyways, we'll get on down the trail. Alrighty, so here we go. We're coming down to Skyline Drive. We're going to do just a little bit of road walking, not much, a couple hundred yards. And up ahead is Rattlesnake Point Overlook, which is where I'm meeting the family. And hopefully can wrap up the video because I'm a few minutes earlier. So we'll wrap up the video there, talk about what we learned today in class. And so you can see I'm at 3105 here at Rattlesnake Point Overlook. I forget what I started at, so I'll get out the guidebook in between this little jaunt and doing as I wrap up the video and we sum up what we learned today. But I want to get up here and give you some of the views out this way. All right, so we made it. Rattlesnake Point Overlook, and yeah, this is what you come out here for. Now this one, Skyline Drive, you can drive out to it, I suppose, but man, this is unbelievable. I can't even begin. The camera probably doesn't capture it. Now it gets a little hazy out there. I don't know how many miles you can see. Probably clear over 100, I'd imagine. But it's just absolutely gorgeous, and there's no one here, which is how I like it. So we hiked today from Beahm's Gap Overlook at about mile 944 and a half, going northbound, to Rattlesnake Point Overlook at mile 951 and a half. And we did it all in about 2.5 hours, which is really good time for me. It's about 3 miles an hour, a little over. Well, I guess a little under 3 miles an hour, which is good because there was some elevation gain up and down, so I'm very pleased with that. And we learned a lot today, which is also good. So what did we learn today? First, there's a ton of gray squirrels up here. I don't think you could spit without hitting one. Second, if you startle a ground bird, I don't know if it was a grouse or what it was. I'm sure some bird person can put it down in the comments what it most likely was. Probably about the size of a football, an American football that is. They sound like a damn airplane taking off when they get going. And they scare the crap out of you, just like you scared the crap out of them coming around the trail. We learned that warm-up hikes are very important, that you learn about your gear, right? I learned about my camera today, specifically the time-lapse features. Don't do 4K, 60 frames per second. That's no good, it's too much. Unless you're doing some landscape stuff, I guess. 1080, 30 frames per second is more than enough for YouTube and most TVs. I guess 4K for some of the newer TVs. What else did we learn? We learned that we're out of shape, that you're probably never as strong as you think you are, that altitude matters, that it can leave you a little short of breath, even a couple thousand feet, which is all I'm up. Well, I'm probably about 2,800 feet above what I normally am at. And, just reconfirm that hiking's awesome and I love it. So get out there. If you're doing your prep, do your warm-up hikes. I learned a ton today, opened my eyes to a bunch of stuff. That's important. But I hope you enjoyed this. Walk through the Shenandoah, right along Skyline Drive, some live action footage of the Appalachian Trail. I'll be out here again, not this section, but starting hopefully in about 6 weeks. I get underway. If I get up this far, then, man, that'll be amazing. I'm hoping to do the whole thing, expecting, I don't know what I'm expecting yet, but I think it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you got anything to say, leave it in the comment box down below. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. All right, I got to holler at you a bit. Right after I finish wrapping this video, a couple pulled up and their sun got out. this is a scenic overlook for vehicles to pull over. So they pulled over, probably 20 feet from me. Son gets out, older guy, probably in his 20s, reaches into the trunk, pulls out a drone, starts buzzing that thing and flying it around here. I assume taking pictures, video, whatever. Now, I'm not one who's against technology. Obviously, I'm shooting on an action camera, I got a microphone, I got a phone, I got all that. But if you're going to pull something out that buzzes incessantly in the backcountry, at least do it where no one else is around. I was having a nice rest here, waiting for my family to show up, and I got to deal with for 5 minutes above me. Nobody needs that, and I know some folks take drones into the backcountry and they get amazing footage, but I hope they do it away from other people so that you're not ruining someone else's experience, because this land is for everybody. Just my opinion. I know others are going to disagree with me, and they might complain that I've got a camera on the end of my hiking pole and walking down like it's a selfie stick, shooting some video, facing at my face. And I know that bothers some people as well. So I try to do it when no one's around. Have a little bit of courtesy. So anyways, I just figured I'd throw that on the end of this video and give a holler. You like drones in the backcountry? Let me know in the comments below. Peace.